Live is going on now at the International Autos Group. Get spectacular savings of up to $15,000 and 0.9% financing is available for 60 months. Every model in our 2,000 car inventory is priced to sell. The International Autos Group, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Sheboygan, and Brown Deer. Or at IAAutogroup.com, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Financing with approved credit, $1,709 per month per $1,000 financed on select models.
Baseball and tailgating. This is Marie from Discount Liquor. For over 60 years, we've been part of the starting lineup that makes your tailgate an experience. With over 2,000 varieties of beer, 4,000 types of liquor, and over 8,000 wines, we're your pregame headquarters. It's not a game without a tailgate, and it's not a tailgate without a stop at Discount Liquor. So before you head to the ballpark, head to Discount Liquor. 2 area locations, in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Main and Barstow.
Discount Liquor.
$1 million. That's big, really big. This September, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is handing out a cool million, and you've got a shot at winning your share. The big $1 million giveaway is here. Just play with your rewards card and you're entered to win. Couldn't be easier and couldn't be bigger. No wonder it's called the Big One. For more details, visit paysbig.com/big one. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Get up! Get out of here and go!
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from American Family Field, here's your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
Brewers have a lot of good to talk about tonight. They get back on track in a big way. 5-2 the final. The pitching, a major storyline tonight. Tobias Myers setting a career high with 11 strikeouts. William Contreras breaking his slump. Home run the opposite field. Gary Sanchez a mini slump. He broke it. Willie Adames joining a very exclusive club. The 30-homer and 100 RBI club in the same season. Really impressive stuff from Willie. I'm Dominic Cotroneo. Jerry Augustine is with us too, but the checklist goes deeper than that, Augie. Maybe the biggest thing on this list is the Brewers are still the only team in baseball to have not lost 4 games in a row. They stopped the losing streak at 3. I know that sounds like kind of like a made-up, arbitrary thing, but as I sit here with 20 games to go, that you've never had a 4-game slide all season long. I mean, that's actually kind of insane if they can pull that off the rest of the season to not have a 4-game losing streak.
I think it's amazing to have a team go this far in a season and not go through a time where they're just not playing well or things aren't going well. Just stay away from a 4-game loss. I think it's just amazing. Before I start, I got to say happy birthday to Rock.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't say it to him today. Rock, happy birthday. But I just want to say that I'm staying steady with my age. He's catching me every year. So happy birthday to Rock. But tonight was kind of a unique night. Last night we talked about the slumping offense and how it wasn't swinging the bat very well. We had to start scoring some runs and finding out what couldn't they do. There's no switch we can turn to get the team going. I want to give a lot of credit tonight to Murph. Murph did something that, when I looked at the lineup tonight going in, I said, I relaxed. I said, you know what? Something's going to happen good today. When I saw Chirio leading off, and then I looked at Contreras, Adames, Sanchez, and Hoskins in order, I said, you know what he's doing? He's getting the old guys in the lineup together. Hey, they're going to get something started. And I'll be darned if the first inning we got it started. And we scored some runs early. We went up. We were up 5-1 at one time. It's just sometimes as a manager you go out and you say, what can I do to maybe get things going? What can I do to do something a little bit different? And I thought that lineup, he did this a couple of times early in the season. I think you and I had talked about it, where he's kind of grouped those guys together and the offense kind of took off a little bit. I think he went back that tonight. I want to tip my hat to Murph. I thought it was a great move. You put these veterans together, they're going to do something special. And sure enough, you get Adames doing the 30-home run. You have Sanchez breaking out of it with a good swing on it, and Contreras going the opposite way. I just think that you put those guys together, something good is going to happen. Tonight it did.
Yeah, they beat a lefty. I mean, that's right. Been another Achilles. This is the anti-lefty lineup with 5 straight righties to start the lineup tonight. And on the Willie Adames note with the 30 homers and 100 RBIs, he's only this kind of shocked me when I looked it up. He's only the 4th National League shortstop to reach those numbers. and the first that isn't from Colorado since Ernie Banks. I mean,
wow.
That's some seriously great company. Now, I'm not trying to take anything away from Troy Tulowitzki and Trevor Story, who are the two Rockies that have done it, but you and I both know different hitting environment there.
Absolutely.
Ernie Banks did it 5 times in the 50s and 60s. Now Willie joins that list for National League shortstops. I know we have the universal DH now, but nonetheless, and even when you played, Augie, shortstop was not a position for power. That's why this list is so short, that it's had a change in modern baseball.
Yeah, a little bit when Robin got towards when he was the MVP in '82, when you look at the home runs he hit then. But, you look at what Willie's done and how he's gone about it. I thought that home run he hit tonight in that first inning, what a great swing. Mm-hmm. What a great swing on a ball away. Went up there just looking for something he could handle away. He had a lefty that he knows was not throws really, really hard, but likes to paint that outside corner, will change speeds on you. He just sat up there and waited for it, went with it, and put such a great swing on it. Contreras did the same thing.
He did.
And when you see those type things, making those adjustments at the plate, you really have to like it. But, the things that Willie Adames has accomplished this year is not only playing each and every game, but being the team leader he is, the guy who walks on the field, and as soon as he crosses that line, there's nothing but a smile on his face. And to go out and do what he does each and every day with this ball club is pretty special. And nobody happier than the rest of his teammates tonight when he hit that number 30.
And Adames is quietly one of the most experienced playoff players on this team as the Brewers inch closer to the playoffs. We'll talk about Tobias Myers in the next segment, but first let's do some scoreboard watching here. The Phillies lost tonight. They lost to the Marlins, snapping their 6-game winning streak. The Braves just lost to the Blue Jays. The Mets won their 9th in a row. The Diamondbacks lost tonight, too, so all of a sudden things are very chaotic in the National League wildcard race. The Brewers waiting on the Dodgers result as they're just getting going tonight. They're up 6-2 in the 3rd inning already. So assuming the Dodgers win that game, them and the Phillies will both be at 85 and 57. The Brewers at 82 and 60. So would be 3 games back in record, but more than that because of tiebreakers. So they're still likely in the 3 seed for now. The wild card race suddenly has Arizona only up by a half game for the 2nd wild card, the Mets holding the 3rd wild card, and the Braves on the outside looking in, 1 game out. Oh, by the way, the Mets and the Braves, they meet one more time in the final week of the season Atlanta, and that's going to decide the season series. So that's going to be a very stressful week for New York when they come here to Milwaukee right after that. But first, we'll talk about Tobias Myers up next. Want to remind you that Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank also knows how to hit it out of the park. They've been serving businesses in the area for nearly 15 years, offering industry-specific expertise and local decision-making capabilities to help your business succeed. It's commercial banking value that only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. And reiterate your comment there, Bill Schroeder, you beat me to it. Happy birthday, Rock. I know you probably just pulled into your driveway right about now. Back with more after this on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
The final summer sales drive is going on now at the International Autos Group. Get spectacular savings of up to $15,000 and 0.9% financing is available for 60 months. Every model in our 2,000 car inventory is priced to sell. The International Autos Group, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Sheboygan, and Brown Deer. Or at IAAutogroup.com, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Financing with approved credit, $1,709 per month per $1,000 financed on select models.
Time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puffy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
Glass shower doors are beautiful, but the way they used to make them doesn't allow for them to stay looking beautiful for long. And that's because hard water, heat, humidity, and even soap can corrode standard shower glass. But our newest product, ShowerGuard Glass, is different. Its patented technology permanently seals the glass surface against discoloration and corrosion. And with regular cleaning, your new ShowerGuard glass is going to look new for years to come. So if that old glass shower door of yours is ready to go, give me a call about ShowerGuard Glass. Now, you can't find this product everywhere, but you can find it at Les's Glass. And with over 30 years of experience installing glass shower doors, you can take our word for it. It lives up to its billing. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers win. The magic number falls to 10, coupled with a Cubs shutout loss earlier today. I mean, it's getting closer and closer to looking like the Brewers might clinch the Central on the road. We don't want that, but as soon as possible is A-okay with me. I'm Dom Catronio with Jerry Augustine. Thanks for joining us. Got to get to a few texts as well. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. Augie, tonight's story, I know we talked about the offense a little bit in the first, but to me, the headliner was Tobias Myers. New career high, 11 strikeouts. Fastball velo touched 96 tonight. Here's a crazy stat that I just found about Tobias, including tonight. In games following a loss, after a Brewers loss, here's Tobias's line this season. This was his 12th start. He is 7-2 with a 1.84 ERA in games following a loss. That is the definition of a stopper, and Tobias Myers, out of nowhere, has become the Brewers' stopper.
And I'll tell you what, that's momentum made the next day. The one thing with Tobias Myers, and I noticed it from the beginning, I kind of watched the young guy throw the ball. I really like the way he throws because he's more of a guy that he doesn't come three-quarters. He comes over the top. And when you watch a guy throw with the ball over the top, a lot of guys talk, we hear so much about the science lab and the spin on the ball and how the ball comes out of your hand. There are a couple games when I watch him throw the first few pitches, I go, not quite what I like to see, what I see out of him most times. Tonight, right from the very first pitch, the first two pitches that he threw, you could tell the ball was coming out of his hand, that he got that little extra, that he was locating the ball very well. I really like that he can pitch when he comes over the top, he can pitch up in the zone, and when he needs to, he can spot the ball down in the zone. He did that tonight excellently. He is changing speeds on those pitches, using his secondary pitches very well. But the one thing I really watch about is how that ball comes out of his hands. Today, it came out crisp. It looked like it had a lot of life right out of his hand. And a lot of times they say, what is a velocity? How do you pick up velocity on a guy? How do you see velocity on a guy as a hitter swings? When a hitter swings, and it seems like when he gets on top, they're always behind, that means that ball has that little extra jump on the end, has a little extra spin, has a little bit better life. And tonight he had that. He had that great life on it. And, whether it was after a loss or whatever it was, tonight I thought it was a game where I think he meant something to him. He wanted to come out. We're getting close to the postseason. He wants to make a dent in this postseason, wants to be a part of this ball club, and I thought he threw the ball very well.
The fastball was the focal point for me, too, and we can measure that at something called induced vertical break, where it's just basically how much is the ball not dropping compared to what it is elsewhere. Like average is about 15 inches. He had 23 pitches that were at least 20 inches of induced vertical break, meaning
you could tell
5 inches above, a half a foot on some of them, meaning...
You could really tell it, Dom.
Yeah, it's like, for layman's terms, hitter thinks a fastball is going to drop to his barrel. He swings under it. We saw 20 swings and misses tonight. That's going to what you're talking about, how much deception and how difficult it was to pick up the life on that heater.
And that's the ball that you throw. That's two ways you look at that pitch. That's the ball that's a little bit above the waist. He throws and it's got that little hop on it. That they swing and you go, man, how could they miss that? Mm-hmm. But they swing right under it. And he's got that little life on it. And then all of a sudden he'll show you up, and bang, right down in that outside corner. Those are the things you were just talking about. And what I was kind of talking about, getting that extra life on the ball. I thought tonight, right from the beginning, I saw he had that. I saw the way he located the ball. He struck somebody out when he's walking off the mound, and he had a smile on his face. And I said, when he walked off the mound, I was watching it on TV, and I said, you know what? You deserve to have a smile while you're throwing the ball tonight. He really threw the ball well.
It was impressive. 11 strikeouts, matches the season high for any Brewer pitcher this year. Him and Freddie Peralta. Freddie's done it twice. The only pitchers this year to have 11 or more strikeouts in a game. Furthermore, he only allowed one run, and I know we look at the home run numbers. He's allowed 17 homers this year. Then you dive a little bit deeper. 14 of those 17 homers are solo shots. I mean, you're not going to really lose sleep over that. I mean, it's you never want to give up homers. I know that, but it's like when you realize, okay, well, 14 of them are solo, that means he's doing something else right, and he's not allowing base runners.
That's right, and he's challenging guys, and when he's supposed to challenge them, and he did go up home run. That happens. You get the ball up, and sometimes it just doesn't have that. But I thought tonight the ball was coming out of us crisp, and he, like you said, you saw the difference in the way the ball was moving and his velocity on it. I thought he threw the ball very well, and he looked like in control from the minute he walked on the mound. The first few pitches I saw, I said, wow, this is going to be a special night, and he really had one.
The only other stat I had is that there was only one 2-strike hit today against Tobias Myers. If you got the 2 strikes, essentially you were dead to rights. And that's the sign of a guy that A, had command.
That's right.
Because he's getting the 2 strikes. And B, his secondaries are still working out well, as influenced by the 20 whiff number that we were talking about too. But Tobias, here we are again, look, there's 20 games to go. You think about it with a 5.5-man rotation that the Brewers are rolling right now. You've probably got definitely 3, maybe 4 more starts.
That's right.
And I don't know what else we need to see from Tobias, but quite frankly, I mean, since the Brewers are likely bound for a 3-game series at this point, he's probably starting one of them at this point.
Oh, you have to think so. You would have to, just the way he throws the ball, and you just said it. You come in after a loss. He's got a 1.89 ERA. You look at his ERA. But, there's not very many times. I think you could look at all the starts he had, Dom, and you could look at probably less than a handful that goes out there where he didn't look like he was in command. And I think that's what's so unique about him. He's so positive. He understands where his positives and negatives are. He knows what he has to do on the mound to be successful, and he goes out and does it. And I think he puts a lot of thought into it. I think between starts, he's become a good student of the game, and he sees what other guys do, and he goes out and he says, if those guys do it, here's how I have to do it. That's my style. And I think of a young man coming into the major leagues like he has this year and accomplish what he has done, I think he's just heads and tails above a lot of young pitchers who come in and is able to go out and command a game like he does.
I mean, there aren't many rookies that can do what he's done. Now, I know there's a really good rookie, and Pat Murphy talked about this in his postgame show. You'll hear it a little bit later on here on the program about rookie arms that can do what he's doing right now. But, I mean, given the guy that we saw in April and how he got shelled by the Yankees,
that's right,
and we're worried about him, and then he wasn't so great in May, and then to just flip a switch in June. And he talked about it, that he played catch in the park that day just to keep his arm fresh on an off day, and it just felt like COVID again. And kudos to this front office and the pitching development, and a text here crediting Chris Hook, too, because this dude was 1-15 in Double-A a couple of years ago, and the Brewers said, nope, we want that guy, because they see something in there. The scouting sees it, the player development sees it, and Chris Hook is able to unlock that here. Jim Henderson, Walker McKinnon. This isn't just a one-guy thing. To see a guy that's 1-15 in the minor league saying, we want that guy to be here now, that is an example of why the Brewers are in the position they're in right now.
And I think what you told you just mentioned, Chris Hook, Jim Henderson, McKeven. These guys invest in relationships. They understand that, I can invest in a relationship with that individual to see who he is and what he is like. Where are his limitations? What can I say to him that, that strikes a tone? And I think that's one thing I really appreciate since Chris Hook has come. I've known Chris since he was back in A-ball. I was doing Timber Rattler games, and I'd go up there and I'd watch. He'd say, come on, let's go watch this guy in the pen. And we watch these young kids pitch, and he would say things. And right then you could tell that it was a little different. It was a little different than just saying, hey, get to a balance point and throw the ball, get over the top, stay on top of the ball, cut the ball off, short stride the ball, all those things. It was more of a saying, hey, you know what, here's what you can do to help you. Here's an understanding. Here's what I've seen you done. And you could really see that relationship he built with that. And I think Jim Henderson, being a bullpen guy, understands that, been in the big leagues a long time. Boy, you put those two guys together, I think it's pretty special.
Very special indeed. That text was from Jeff from Elkhorn. Appreciate that. This one from Doug. This is the team I've watched all summer. They reappeared, and I think Ortiz will be a 20-homer, 85 RBI guy next year. What a rookie year. We'll talk about some of the maybe unsung heroes of this game and some underlying stuff going down the box score in the next segment. Brewers win 5-2 over the Rockies. They've leveled the series a game apiece, and the magic number is 10 right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
The Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford and Oshkosh just lowered their dine-in Wednesday and Friday fish fry price to $4.99. Kids and grandkids 5 and under eat free from the kids menu. Sunday through Thursday. Call and reserve mindchefrestaurant.com.
An unsuspecting driver at a gas station in Wisconsin.
Welcome, Pump 15. How you doing?
Great.
Were you wearing your seatbelt today?
I never wear my seatbelt.
We're going to get him. We're going to get him real good.
Oh, my goodness.
Hello, sir. How you doing? Donald Driver. It takes 1 second to strap a seatbelt on. Well, let's do this. Let's do it together. Now, don't that feel better?
Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways.
And I should have recognized your voice when you were harassing.
I'm watching you.
Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
The Island invites you to fall into golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. Fall golf rates run September 16th through the end of the 2024 season, with tee time starting at $75 and stay and play packages starting at $110. And submit your 2025 golf package requests early to guarantee choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Another MVP has joined the roster at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Ryan Stefanchek.
Board certified in sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation, Dr. Stefanchek specializes in non-operative treatment of the spine, chronic pain, all joints, all musculoskeletal problems, and more, emphasizing holistic care first, with a focus on diet, sleep, stress management, and social connections for a patient's well-being. At Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
You're listening to Brewers Extra Innings, presented by Fifth Third Bank on WTMJ.
Continuing on with the post-game show, going to the top of the hour, I'm Dominic Cotroneo. Jerry Augustine, former Brewers pitcher, is here as well. Brewers win 5-2 tonight. Let's go down the box score a little bit here and see some other performances that we want to point out. Mentioned Willie's home run being 30 homers, 100 RBIs now. Gary going back-to-back with him. He went 1 for 3 tonight. William, a couple of hits, breaking an 0 for 20 Schneid. Jackson Churio came about a foot away from joining the 2020 club. Right. Instead, it was a double. But let's go to Joey Ortiz here. An RBI double down the left field line. He also made a couple of great plays defensively, and Doug pointed out what a great rookie year it has been for Joey Ortiz. I know he was ridiculously hot in May, and he has cooled off quite a bit since then, but then you remember the dude's a rookie, and he barely played like 30 plate appearances last year in the big leagues. Joey Ortiz showing his glove, showing what he's capable of, and if he can get warm here again, that's another luxury for the Brewers to be an everyday third baseman, pull a double down the left field line. He doesn't need to hit homers, but he's got a chance to maybe put together 12 homers and a 20 stolen base season, and shoot, that's quite the starting off point for the rest of his career.
Yeah, he's been playing very well. I tell you, on the defensive side, you can't be any more impressed that what he can do at third base there. And he came over to third base from shortstop, really learning the position, and just has done a fantastic job. But I really like his at bats. I think when it's like he goes up there like a workman. He's going to go up there each and every time, and he's going to do everything he can to stay in the count, to give the best at bat that he can. I think that's one thing I really appreciate about a young player going up there and saying, he was hit hot, and then he went into a little bit of a slump, and he didn't let it get to him. He still tried to go up there and give you that good at bat. Go deep in counts. Hit the ball, hit some good pitches, hit him foul, stay in the count a little bit. Maybe he didn't get a hit every time, but he stayed in the count. And lately he's been getting a hit here and there. He got a couple big 2-out hits the other day. And he's really doing a nice job.
Really excited for what the rest of the year can go for him. An underrated piece before we get to maybe one of the best pieces of the night was Jared Koenig going 2 innings tonight. I thought was sneaky important for him. Yes, he allowed a solo homer, but I don't imagine he's going to need to go multiple innings in the postseason. But Jared Koenig's a guy that, he's had forearm irritation earlier in the year. He's still pumping 97, so that's encouraging. And the Brewers can get really creative with his role come postseason time because he can get both righties and lefties out. I think the biggest luxury that the Brewers have is they have multiple lefties that don't have a platoon, meaning, Koenig can get both righties and lefties out. Hudson can get both righties and lefties out. Ashby can get both righties and lefties out. That's a luxury that most teams only get like one guy that's like that. The Brewers have 3 that are likely on their postseason.
Yeah, and I like the little bit different styles when you get them. You know, you look at Ashby and Hall. They got there over that top. They're the 3/4, and they have the good breaking ball, and they throw that ball down in. They got a good fastball that runs and sinks, and they can do those things. You look at Hudson. He comes from the low 3/4, and he comes out from the wide side, and he's got that more of a slurve style pitch that he can throw, and he can throw it for strikes. Koenig's a little bit different. He comes from the side of the mound. He comes from the left side of the mound, which is on the far left side. A little bit like when you get guys that you want to say a left-handers might pitch on the right side or the left side of the mound. He's way on the right side of the mound, and he throws across his body, gives you a different look. He throws that low 3/4, but it gives you a different movement on the ball. And when you talk about lefties and getting differences, it's not so much how they throw the ball, it's the difference in the look of the pitch that comes in. And when he throws the ball has just a little bit different look. It's got a little bit of a tail. He sinks it, throws across his body, gives you a little bit different look. He's a tall kid, so it does look a little bit different. And you take him and Hudson, and you take Ashby and Hall and those guys. There's a difference in what you see. And when anytime you can bring pitchers in the mound, they look a little bit different. That's going to be exciting for you because you know what? Those hitters aren't adjusting to that. They have to readjust.
I agree. So I'm excited to see what Koenig does here in these final 3 weeks. We got to talk about Devin Williams, though, because 11 pitches, 9 of them were strikes, 7 swings, 7 whiffs. That was as dominant we've seen Devin all year long. That looked like 2021, 2022 Devin Williams.
You know, it looked like, I got here just as he was coming in out of the bullpen. And I was watching him come in, and he came in, and he got on the mound. I watched the first pitch. I said, wow, what's going on tonight? And he was Devin. I'm not going to say anything else. He was Devin. He was out there, and he just dominated. You know, it's so fun to see when he came out. Remember when he came out against the Dodgers, and he just dominated the Dodgers?
That's what it looked like.
Tonight was that same night. That was so good to see because he went through a little bit of transition where he was trying to find his pitches a little bit and trying to get the pitches exactly he wanted. Tonight, he didn't have to worry about that. He just came out, and then he just did it. It was Devin.
And reminder, he warmed up yesterday, didn't get into the game because the Brewers lost. Tonight was his 5th game in the last 8 days,
That's
and
right.
You would have no idea. You would think he was as fresh as ever. Now, I'm not saying push it, keep throwing him out there. No. I mean, let's make sure this dude is good to go for October. But, man, like the comeback as strong as he's come back from the back injury. Again, it was a non-surgical back injury. It was just rest and rehab for him, which maybe is a little bit of good news given he's hitting 97 now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And that rest and rehab and the core strength that he now has is given a new bit of life to his fastball because, yes, he had 2 strikeouts on the change. The first one on the fastball command has been so impressive.
Oh, just location. Today he was spot on with location. That's what you like to see when he's back there and he's nice and relaxed. And I remember I don't remember who was listening to on television or on the radio saying that the ball comes out of his hand so easy. He just got that good. And it looked like tonight, boy, he looked comfortable. He looked like the ball was coming out. He was locating it great. And I just thought he threw the ball excellent.
So Freddie Peralta takes the ball tomorrow as the Brewers look for a series win now against the Rockies and to make it a happy flight on to San Francisco for a tough road trip on the way. When I look at it for Freddie, again, same thing as Tobias where, hey man, you've probably only got 4 more starts at most down the stretch here and look, Freddie's going to be pitching and starting a postseason game, and he's been better in the second half. He's pitching to a little bit more contact, but now he's facing an aggressive, a very young, a very, at times, over-eager offense. I mean, they've struck out 75 times over their last 5 games. I mean, that's an insane number to think about. For Freddie, he loves facing the Rockies. Some of his best career games have been against the Rockies. I'm excited to see what he can do tomorrow.
I think tomorrow's a big day for Freddie. I think this is a club when you can come in and demonstrate that you can throw your secondary pitches, and we still call him fastball Freddie, and I've said that day in and day out. But if you can come in and really dominate with that, show them that you can use your secondary pitches, that fastball is just that much more effective. You saw it a little bit tonight with Tobias Myers. When he got the other stuff over, that fastball is just really effective, and Freddie's the same way. So I think tomorrow's going to be an interesting day for Freddie Peralta against the Colorado Rockies. But he's going up against a pretty good pitcher. Kyle Freeland is just pretty good. He's a pretty good pitcher. He's kind of guy. He's a little bit different than the guy they showed tonight. He'll come and he'll challenge the Brewer hitters. So I think it's going to be a fun day for the Brewers to see what they do against a lefty. But also, I think even more importantly, I think it'd be a nice day for Freddie to come out and really have a good day.
Here's the stat for you here, and this includes a couple clunkers that he had in 2019 in the Juice Bowl year against the Rockies. But in Freddie's career, 6 career appearances, 5 of them starts against Colorado, 29 innings, 48 strikeouts. That's a 14.9 strikeouts per 9 rate with a 3.41 ERA. So I'm excited. And, of course, his Major League debut came against the Rockies when he struck out 13, which is still his career high.
That was pretty special. I watched that game. I did that game on radio, and it was really pretty special. But, again, tomorrow it's just about him going out and demonstrating that he can get those secondary pitches over and then explode with the fastball. And I think he'll have a good day.
I agree. Jerry Augustine joining us here on WTMJ. Appreciate your time as always, Augie, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Well, let's come out and let's win this series and then move on from there.
And then see how much longer it'll take to clinch the Central. Jerry Augustine here joining us on the program. Back with more after this on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
There's an active car fire on Brewers Boulevard southbound.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
There's a multi-vehicle accident on 45 northbound, just over Mayfair Road. Looks like the left 2 lanes are blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
There's a multi-vehicle accident. Looks like the left 2 lanes are blocked.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris are joined by ESPN senior NBA writer Mark Spears. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Be prepared for the next outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Power your life with a generator from Adams, Wisconsin's #1 rated Generac dealer. Adams provides sales, installation, maintenance, and 24/7 service from all locations. Learn why Adams is your best choice in providing power peace of mind. Visit adamspower.com today.
For your next exterior remodeling project, we know you're not asking a lot from us. You want the right products for your situation, you want a few different financing options that can make your project affordable, and you want us to do a good job with minimal disruption to your life. And this one's important. You want a warranty that matters. And we know that checking every box makes all the difference. You might be surprised at how many moving parts go into it, but we have just the right people in all the right places to pull that off every day and make it look easy. The company we have took us 21 years to build. It's an awesome place to work because we never stop improving it. And we think we can do this work so well that we can actually change the reputation of exterior remodelers long term. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Ask about our finance options.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you in part by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, and they offer 5% off service for veterans and seniors all year long. Make sure to mention this offer when scheduling your appointment. Visit cider.com today, SEIDER.com. Families helping families since 1912. I'm Dominic Cotroneo. Brewers win tonight 5-2 over the Rockies. They have leveled the series at a game apiece. 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. You can text in, you can call in. Appreciate everyone who has so far. And to continue on, a text from Jeff from Elkhorn about Willie should get some votes for NL MVP. And this is something we talked about on Brewers Weekly on Thursday. If you missed it, you can catch it in your podcast feeds in Brewers All Access, wherever you get your pods. Again, Brewers All Access. On Thursday, I talked about the fact that, hey, I know we're all talking about enamored with Jackson Chourio being in the NL Rookie of the Year race between him, Jackson Merrill, and Paul Skeens. But I'm really curious to see a couple of things now. if I'm not mistaken, the Rookie of the Year balloting, you only go 5 names deep on the Rookie of the Year balloting. So you go first place, second place, third place, fourth, fifth. I wonder how many fifth place votes Tobias Myers is going to get at this rate, if any at all. And I also wonder, for MVP, that ballot goes 10 deep, meaning the writers put in 10 names for their MVP ballot. I wonder, A, how many Brewers will get down ballot MVP voting, and B, will it be multiple, as in both Willy Adames and William Contreras, and heck, even Jackson Chourio. I mean, you can make a case for all of them, and heck, if Christian Yelich was healthy, he would have been a vote getter as well. You look at it for the Crew, to be as balanced and as great as they are right now, man, like, this is what it's supposed to look like. A 5-2 stress-free win where you can point to a contribution from literally everybody on the team. And the pitching was dominant. The pitching had flexibility where if the Brewers had added insurance later in that game, Trevor McGill would have had the 9th inning, right? He would be a closer on most other teams in the league. And to watch him and Devin Williams warm up side by side is quite the image. I imagine McGill, if it is a save situation, could get the ball tomorrow, given how much Devin Williams has been used as of late, as the Brewers, after Monday's off day, will be in a 13-in-a-row stretch, their final 13-in-a-row stretch of the season. That's just something to monitor here down the stretch. But I don't know, I was just kind of wondering aloud about that sort of thing as the Brewers are, I mean, they're rolling. Another winning season, 82 wins. They're 20 games to go. They can go 500 ball the rest of the way, and that's 92 wins. And we said it in the beginning of the year, like, hey, 90 wins gets you in the postseason, whether it's winning the division or being one of the wild card teams. And that's looking like it's going to reign true once again this season. The Brewers, let's say they go 12-8, and boom, that's a 94-win season for a team that nobody picked to win the division. What a story it has become here for the Crew. Yet another winning year, a 10 magic number. And in case you're not familiar with how magic numbers work, any Brewer win and combination of loss from the team in second place, which, the Cardinals won tonight, so now they are tied in record with the Cubs for second place here in the division. So it could change, but it doesn't matter as far as magic number. Magic number stays the same because the Brewers won the season series over them as well. So if the Cardinals or Cubs lose, that takes one off the magic number. If the Brewers win, that takes one off the magic number. So essentially a night like tonight where both the Cubs lost and the Brewers won, that takes 2 off the magic number. When you woke up today, it was 12, and now when you go to bed, it will be 10. And looking more and more likely like it could happen on the road in San Francisco or Arizona. Brewers looking for a series win tomorrow. Before that, we'll hear from the manager, Pat Murphy. That's coming up next here on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the Crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puffy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
Phones aren't wired to the wall anymore. We carry them in our pockets. Cars can even drive themselves, right? Technology advances have changed our lives.
That's football legend Emmitt Smith.
Some of the most fascinating advances are happening with the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. I'm talking about natural regenerative treatments for joint pain without surgery or harmful drugs.
Tens of thousands of patients have discovered these breakthroughs firsthand at QC Kinetics. With over 100 board-certified providers across the country, they're transforming the world of pain treatment using your body's own healing properties to help restore your aching joints.
Why would you keep going back to the old tired ways of treating chronic joint pain? Check out the latest advances at QC Kinetics. And here's an idea for you. You can call them on that smartphone right there in your pocket.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Pat Murphy in a good mood after today's victory. Highlights to come a little bit later. 5-2 win. Still no 4-game losing streaks. Murph, undaunted.
Murph, speaking of those homers, how big was it to just kind of break the seal early and get some early runs up on the board, maybe take a little pressure off the offense?
Yeah, I think it's imperative that we recognize that scoring first, but early and often, and then keep going. That's the whole deal, is that we got to keep persistent offensively, do all the little things, and that's executing on offense is important. And executing meaning not leaving the zone, executing, understand where your hits are, understand, you get outside the baseball, you're going to get. And I'm not saying it's easy, but just to force yourself to keep executing for 9 innings. Relentlessly execute for 9 innings, you're giving yourself a chance,
Tobias did that same thing. I mean, it wasn't for 9 innings, but for 6 innings, he's as good as you've probably seen him this year. A lot of swing and miss. Right. What did you think was maybe a little different for him than his previous few outings?
No, I think he was good again. I think he was good again, and he kept attacking. William did a great job with him, understanding his stuff, threw a couple big change-ups when it mattered. I thought he just kept pouring in the zone. The leadoff walk, again, 2 tasers a game. You'd use one of them right there. We scored 2 runs. He comes out and walks a guy in 4 pitches, then, he should be tased. Then after that, he just settled in. He's a mentally strong kid. And you look for that in young pitchers. This is his first year in the big leagues. I don't know how many starts he's made, but 20, right? Probably 20. I mean, that's pretty cool for a rookie in the big leagues to make 20 starts the way he has. And I don't know how many rookies are pitching this year. That I know the kid at Pittsburgh, that's another level. But you're talking, there ain't too many rookies, right, that have made 20-plus starts that have done as well as Tobias. And I'm just proud of him. And it's his mental toughness that I think makes him the best.
It seemed like every time that he maybe did have a little blip, the leadoff walk, maybe falling behind the guy, making a mistake, it seemed like every time he followed it right back up with a really competitive pitch to kind of reset himself, get back in the count. Is that just kind of...
That's what I saw. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I see. The kid is relentless, and he's taking it all in, and I think he'll continue to do that. I just told Matt Arnold back there, I said, I think you got a good one. I really do. I think, they signed this guy for a reason. And then he was 1 in 15 in AAA, but they kept bringing him back and said, hey, I believe this guy's got it. And, credit to our front office. He's the right one. I think he's plenty good.
And when you talk about the other stuff with Tobias Myers, the makeup, the drive, the work ethic, the other things, like the stuff that just sports radio guys eat up like me, that's the stuff that really impresses some folks. You'll hear from Tobias a little bit later on here in the program. He caught up with our network post-game show earlier tonight. You'll hear that after the highlights. Those come up next on 620 WTMJ.
Family owned and operated. Yep, we sure are. Since 1970. And I know you've probably heard it a million times. But the words family owned and operated hold a lot of water. They mean you can count on dealing with an expert. Because when your dad runs the show, he teaches you all that he knows. They mean prompt service. Because it's not just our job, it's a big part of our life. They mean you're actually working with someone who has accountability and a real interest in your satisfaction and their business's overall success. So when you hear businesses say the words family-owned and operated, give them a try, because small business owners like us really do have your best interest in mind. And when you need advice from southeastern Wisconsin's foremost glass experts, call me. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Erickson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or two. It's the best mulch you'll find. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
An unsuspecting driver at a Milwaukee barbershop.
I got an apprentice here shadowing me. I'm gonna put this hot towel on, man. About a good 3 minutes, all right?
The apprentice is Donald Driver.
So when you come here, you drive?
Yes.
Your car got seatbelts?
Yeah.
You wear them?
No.
Okay, but why not?
I don't want to.
But do you know you can get a ticket for that? I'm gonna give you a ticket. Bet you wish you buckle up now.
Oh my God. Donald Driver can't always be there to remind you.
Take it, click it. There we go. Click it or ticket.
And let's reduce fatalities on Wisconsin roadways. Sponsored by Wisconsin DOT.
Ready for this?
Get up!
This?
Get up!
And this?
Get out of here! Go!
Time for tonight's highlights. Here's Dominic Cotroneo.
Game 2 of the series, Brewers and Rockies. Brewers trying to avoid their first 4-game losing streak of the season. Still the only team to have not had a 4-game losing streak at this point in the year. And they started out quick. Willie Adames with 2 outs in the first inning.
First pitch, fly ball right field. Going back is Cave at the track. Wall, gone! Number 30 for Willie Adames. And the Crew on top 1-0.
Lane Grindle's call. Man, we love round numbers. Know what else we love? Back-to-back jacks.
Blocked out of the windup, the 2-2 pitch. High fly ball, deep left center field. Doyle is back. Track, bye-bye baseball. Back-to-back go the Crew.
Again, Lane there. Brewers' 5th time this year they've gone back-to-back jacks. So they're up 2-0 in this one. In the 3rd inning, the Brewers' the Rockies' top third of the order were coming up. Charlie Blackmon, he struck out on a changeup. Ezekiel Tovar, he struck out on a slider. Then it was Brenton Doyle.
2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. 95-mile-an-hour paint job by Tobias Myers, who strikes out the side in order in the 3rd.
Each of his 7 outs at that point had been strikeouts. Josh Mauer's call. The Brewers weren't done with offense as well. We picked things up in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A leadoff bunt single by Bryce Terang. 2 batters later, it was Wild Bill.
Here's the contestant. Here's a drive and a right. Backing up Cave onto the track. Cave at the wall. That ball's gone. Opposite field. 2-run home run, William Contreras. And that doubles the lead in the 3rd inning. It's 4-0 Crew.
William breaks an 0 for 20 with that home run. Brewers in charge 4-0. The Rockies would add a run thanks to a Ryan McMahon solo homer. No matter, the Brewers would respond, getting it right back in the bottom of the 4th thanks to Joey Ortiz.
1-0 on Ortiz and the pitch. Hard ground ball towards 3rd. A fair ball past the diving McMahon and into the left field corner. To 3rd base is Frelick. It rolls to the warning track. Frelick's coming in to score. No throw to the plate. It's an RBI double. Joey Ortiz.
The Brewers' offense would be done from there, but Tobias Myers wasn't, racking up Ks. Picked things up in the 6th inning. He's still on a roll.
And the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fastball off the plate. Hilliard went after it. And a career-high 10 strikeouts for Tobias Myers here tonight.
And just for good measure, he would add 1 more and finish the night with 11. The Brewers, though, would allow a solo homer from Jared Koenig to Sam Hilliard to make this a save situation. No matter for Devin Williams. He struck out Tolia. He struck out Rogers, and Goodman was all that was left.
Devin trying to put a bow on this one.
0-2.
Swing and a miss. Went back to old reliable. The airbender. Devin Williams slams the door. Strikes out the side of the 9th. And the Brewers win it 5-2. Magic number down to 10.
Lane Grindle's call to finish this one up. 82 wins on the year. Yet another winning season for the Milwaukee Brewers. Their 7th straight full season that they'll have a winning record. We'll wrap up the program hearing from Tobias Myers after this on 620 WTMJ.
Wisconsin volleyball has a new home.
It's match point in Madison.
Catch all the excitement of the 2024 season.
Booth and Spreck putting up that Wisconsin wall.
And don't miss out on moments like this.
Booth dunks it down with 2 hands, and that's a point for Wisconsin. Set Spreck, kill Franklin.
Badgers volleyball on WTMJ is presented by Steinhoffels. Don't miss any of the action right here on Wisconsin's radio station, 620 WTMJ.
Is your business looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been looking forward to the future and helping businesses shape what's next for 165 years, and for the last 15 here in Milwaukee. They offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making capabilities, and extensive experience to help navigate the complexities of a constantly changing business market environment. With your business in mind, commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
Gorgeous new roofs, showstopper siding, or classic brick and stonework. How about modern windows and regal doors that'll make your chin hit the floor? To a lot of people, having these things can really make them enjoy where they live. It makes them proud. But there's always one thing standing in the way. How do I make that happen? At Semperfi Roofing and Exteriors, we have excellent financing options for most people in most situations. 12 months, no interest, no payments, and exceptional rates for long-term loans that will beat your bank with no additional fees or hidden costs. You can go to SemperfiRoofing.com to apply for your pre-approval today. We want to make any project affordable to almost any person, and we've gone out of our way to find partners that can help make it happen for you. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semperfi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semperfi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
Ask about our finance options.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world.
Final segment here. You won't hear much from me. I'm Dominic Cotroneo. Brewers win 5-2. Tobias Myers earned the victory with a career-high 11 strikeouts, and he caught up with the network postgame show after the win.
Tobias Myers joining us from just outside the Brewers clubhouse. What a night from you, Tobias. 6 innings, just the 1 run allowed, a career-high 11 strikeouts. This is a Rockies team that is fairly aggressive. They're one of the more aggressive lineups in baseball, and it feels like you understood that assignment and took advantage of it tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. And yeah, absolutely. We kind of went right off what Frankie did last night. Noticed how aggressive they were. They like to hit the fastball, and I mean, I don't blame them. That's usually what good teams do. So just trying to put the heater in a good spot, and then when I need to try to go for the strikeout, just making sure we're out of the zone with it.
Tobias, when you're getting swings and misses like you were early in that game and all the strikeouts start to mount, how does that help build on itself? You know, when you get some, does it help you kind of get the confidence to keep it going in the direction that it was?
Definitely, yeah. It's a lot better seeing them swing and miss than barreling balls. So, yeah, I guess it just kind of just keeps fueling you like, hey, they're not hitting that pitch, so why go away from it?
It looked like, especially to the lefties, you were working up with that fastball, and you were getting a lot of chase with it.
Yeah, so I have a hard time like remembering a lot throughout the game. I got to go back and watch, but pretty sure early on I was really pounding that upper part of the zone, and then kind of got away from it a little bit, especially that homer there in the third or fourth, kind of just living down with a lot of pitches. And me and Hook sat down after that and kind of talked, and like, hey, your fastball's playing pretty well up at the top, so let's just keep attacking up there.
Tobias, the velocity was great tonight. We saw you hitting 95, 96 miles an hour on the radar gun. You're getting close to the end of what's been a really long season up here in the major leagues, a full year pretty much for the first time. How is your arm feeling, and how are you getting better velocity here as you're getting into September?
Me and Teresa and the strength team, we've been trying to just lock in on being able to finish this last month strong and be ready for October. And I give credit to those guys because they're just telling me what to do here in the background, and I'm just trying to stay focused and doing it as best as I can every day, making sure the body feels good.
Great stuff from you tonight, Tobias. A stopper tonight. Brewers don't have many losing streaks on the resume this year. That's been one of the strengths of this team. They didn't want to lose 4 in a row, and they were able to avoid that on the back of just a great pitching performance from you here tonight. We appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. That's Tobias Myers with us here after the 5-2 victory for the Brewers here tonight.
That was a really, really fun. Always enjoy talking to Tobias. We have him, if you scroll way up in the podcast feed, we had 5 good minutes with him right before the All-Star break. Really would encourage you to listen to that as to get a little bit of insight on Tobias as a guy. Looks like his next start will likely be against the Diamondbacks next Friday in Arizona, and then that could line him up for potentially the first game of the series against the Diamondbacks again coming up the Thursday following. So congrats to Tobias, a new career high with 11 strikeouts. Tomorrow we're on the air at noon for Brewers warm-up with yours truly. Then it'll be a 1:10 first pitch right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ. And I'll be with you after the game once again with Jerry Augustine to react to everything that goes down heading into the second to last, if I'm not mistaken, off day of the season. The Brewers get to play 13 in a row after Monday's off day, and then, the 23rd will be the last off day of the season. So penultimate, we can start saying some of those fun words to say here down the stretch. The Brewers' magic number is 10. The wild card is getting wild. 3 weeks to go. Buckle up. It's going to be fun. My thanks to our producer, Evan Witz-Allison. I'm Dom Catronio. Until next time, keep on swinging.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi with an announcement about my next